Yeah.
Here we go. I'll just give like 2 minutes and let. Hi. Okay. Since we're recording this, we're just going to jump in and start on time. And Gavin is here. Hi, Gavin. Welcome to our live call and to Conquer Live. This is, well, I was going to point to where he is, but it's probably different on your screen. But Gavin is here from CloudSpot, and they are one of our amazing sponsors for January's event that hopefully most of you guys will be coming to.
I cannot wait.
Awesome.
Welcome,
Good to be
Gavin,
here.
first off.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I love it. So quickly, we're just going to do a fast recap on what Conquer Live is. Our tickets go away, are closed tomorrow. So we're just going to recap that quick just for anyone else who wants to jump in. And then basically we're going to open up the floor to you pretty much. And we just want to hear all things about CloudSpot. So let me just touch on some fun things. So for anyone that is here, if you have not grabbed your ticket yet to Conquer Live, we are just going to run through some of the amazing features that we have in store for you guys. It is an event that's going to be over a weekend, January 20th to 22nd, and it is in-depth, immense with all of our educators. We have 12 incredible educators that will be there speaking to you guys, and we are creating it that it's not just a feel of a conference, it's the mix between a conference and a retreat, and we really want to allow for a ton of one-on-one time for you with all the educators. So one of the biggest things that sets this conference apart is that our ratio from attendees to speakers is 2 to 1. So for every educator, there's only 2 attendees in our numbers, which means that you get tons of time to talk to them. There's no waiting in lines. There's no trying to get to them and squeeze your way through to them. You guys can chat with them at lunch. You can chat with them in the evenings. We already have some of our educators going to meet us on the porch with some drinks, and you guys can just ask whatever questions you want. Some of the other amazing things that we have in store is that before you leave, you're going to get some branding photos. We're going to do branding sessions where you're not just holding a camera. We're going to do some fun ones that you can just show yourself off. And then we also have some availability where we can do one-on-one sessions with the educators. So you can sign up. These spots are limited, but you're able to ask them whatever questions you want, even if it's not on the topic that you're talking about. So there is tons of things in store. We are super excited for it. And the best part is that we have created it to be over a weekend so that if you are a double worker and you have 2 jobs and you work 9 to 5 during the week and you can only work on the weekends, or you're a mom and you just can't get away during the week, we created this to be over the weekend so that you guys can get away, immense yourself in your business, and then before you even leave, you can put stuff into place. We're going to have some implementation time each of our mornings so that you can take what you learned the day before and implement it into your business before you even leave and go home. So we are so excited for what's to come. Jamie and I are freaking out. We're like, the countdown is on. I cannot wait for this. And we're super excited to have Gavin and the CloudSpot DMP, one of our sponsors for this. And I mean, we're just super excited. Jamie, did I forget anything for Conquer Live?
Just that if you are in attendance, Gavin and his wonderful team are giving away 2 1-year free subscriptions to CloudSpot. Pretty dang amazing. Gavin, do you want to tell us a little bit more about CloudSpot for those who are unfamiliar? All the bells and whistles, the best ways they can leverage CloudSpot for their business, whatever you have going on, a little specials we know you have running.
100%. I feel like, and thank you, Heather. I feel like I need to raise my energy level up just like a little bit more. Like I need to be here. All right. So yes, absolutely. And first of all, I just want to like recognize you guys and just thank you both so much because your heart for wanting to pour into creatives and to their businesses and wanting them to be successful is 100% of the reason why even CloudSpot started. And I just want to you guys make it look easy, but we all know that it is not easy. And serving photographers and helping them is just, it's a passion more than anything else. And so just thank you guys for doing it because truly, like, I wish I had that when I was, I mean, I'm a dinosaur in the photography world, but like back when I started, like, I wish that that was something that was more readily available, because man, like, the first few years, or heck, first half decade, whatever you want to call it, it is really tough, right? And there are just so many things that are not on the brochure, like when you start your photography business, that you have to do and that you just kind of get hit upside the head with when reality strikes. And it's just like, where do you go? What do you do? And there's just so many questions like that. So thank you for pouring into creatives. Thank you for pouring into this industry, because I'm not biased at all, but I think it is the best industry out there. And the community that exists to help one another be successful is unlike any other out there as well. So for those on the call, for those watching the replay, like, take advantage of this, right? Like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Nobody has it figured out. We're all learning this as we go along. It's tough, no matter how you slice it. If someone tells you it's easy, they're selling you something and they're not being truthful. So like, this is truly awesome. And yes, would love to share more about CloudSpot and how we kind of fit into that mission. What we got going now, what we got cooking, what's coming up. And then if there's any questions, of course, like, here to help however I can. Roll it back. Oh gosh, 9 years. No, okay, let's roll it back even further. Let's roll it back 14 years. Told you I'm a dinosaur. It's when my wife and I decided that we were going to start our photography business, knowing zero, zilch about photography, about running a business, anything. She was a neurological psychology major. I had my degree in kinesiology. We were both doing things completely unrelated. We were a few months into dating, and we were just sitting down at dinner one night, and we're just like complaining about our day jobs, right? It's so familiar. And just looking further down the field, we're just like, okay, I like it. I don't love it. Do I see myself doing it for the next 2 decades or 3 decades or whatever? And the answer was emphatically no. But the question that we gave to each other was, well, if you could do it all over again, what would you want to do, right? And we were young enough, still living at home. We could still make some dumb mistakes in life. And so we're just like, you know what, I want to do photography, like professional photography. And she's like, oh my gosh, I would love to do that too. And so like, okay, there we go. I guess we're photographers now, right? And so we like dumped our life savings into camera gear, which I always joke sounds way more glamorous than it actually is. It just was one camera body and one lens each. Okay, like here we go, right? And then we knew that we knew nothing. And so then we started learning as much as we could. And so we ended up like soaking everything up like a sponge, shooting 30 weddings our first year. We got married after that. And as soon as we got back from our honeymoon, we quit our day job and, full-time, shooting 30 to 50 weddings after that. And so, it's crazy. But it was awesome working shoulder to shoulder and just learning. But and we never stopped learning. At least that was our goal. But about 5 years into it, when we were like in our busiest season ever, like 50 weddings, which meant 50 engagement sessions. So there was like 100 something shoots that all had to be edited and delivered and everything like that. We were just going bonkers. I mean, who wouldn't, right? And so, but the bottlenecks, and like in any business, there are bottlenecks, but the bottlenecks was falling on me, like the technical guy, to like deliver things, to like get things to our clients, to market our work to vendors. And I was getting crushed. She was rocking it on the editing. Our doubleheader wedding was edited before our next doubleheader wedding the following weekend. And like, it was falling on me. And I'm like, this should not be happening. And so I was like, okay, well, how do I just get this out? How do I get going? And we were sacrificing our client's experience just for the sake of getting it done, checked off the list, and just completely unsustainable for a growing business. And it was just like, I didn't care. It was just turn and burn, right? And that really pretty much resulted in, here's your Dropbox link, have a nice life. And like, but they had paid thousands of dollars and we had like invested so much into our branded experience before they booked us. And like, while they booked us, it was just when we delivered them the things that they were most excited about, that it felt like an afterthought. Like, it just wasn't sitting well with me. And again, over dinner, complaining, saying like, there is no solution out there right now for me to deliver things in a way that like made me feel proud for our business, that felt like a cohesive experience for our clients, but also saved me a ton of time and also allowed me to market our work to our vendors, to our industry, because that's truly like my belief, and still is, like, that's the long tail marketing plan. Like, that is the, marketing to your vendors, marketing to your industry is how you keep working year over year over year without having to start from scratch and finding a new pool of clients, right? We all want that wedding coordinator that goes, hey, are you booked on such and such a date? No. Oh, well, you are now. And like, you're done, right? Like, that's like the dream. So like, that was what I wanted our business to become and to do, but the technical aspect. And so that's where CloudSpot was born. Again, over a gripe session at dinner. And it just resulted in like, well, how hard can it be? Like if I were to build it, it would be this, 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 and this, and like scribbled it on a napkin, and that's how it started. So a little bit of an origin story there, and we ended up spending every penny that we had, and I always joke all the pennies we didn't have, a lot of pennies we didn't have, on getting it to a point where other photographers could check it out and to give us some feedback. And so, anyways, fast forward, here we are with an absolutely wonderful team, serving photographers all over the world, hundreds upon hundreds of millions of images shared to date. And again, our mission just has truly remained the same. It's just how quickly can we execute on it, and how deep can we go? But it's truly been to help photographers be successful in their business, and not have to worry about, again, all those things that are on the brochure, not have to worry about a good chunk of them, right? So they can focus on doing what they love and focus on building and investing into themselves to be a better business owner, to be a better photographer. And because that's truly the differentiator, right? There are now tools and technologies out there that can help you streamline the rest. And so that's where CloudSpot fits in. We love to say we're the fastest and most customizable way to deliver, share, and sell your work online. And again, no third-party look or feel. So no like, oh, hey, here's this thing that I use for you to like go download your photos and like order. It's like, no, this is from me to you, cohesive experience, and your client still feels like you've gone that extra mile. It's convenient for them. When it comes to downloading images, which is where we really shine amongst all else, when the client experience comes, is like, we lovingly call it grandma-proof image downloads. So we allow you in that first email that you send your clients to not only give them the gallery for them to view and share and order, but there's also an instant download link to the images you want them to exactly have. So there is zero confusion. They don't have to jump through hoops to get those photos, and you can rest easy knowing exactly what they paid you for. They are receiving straight out of the gate, but still it doesn't cut off your earning potential for gallery sales, for sharing, your work getting shared out there, for your business getting referred people in. And it's something you can be proud of, right? And it doesn't take you, 10 years in a day to set up or to get those images uploaded and out to your client. So that's who we are today. That's what we do. That is who we serve. But I'm just as excited about in the next 60 days where we're going and how that vision expands. But first of all, any questions, anything coming into the chat? I just prattled on endlessly, but anything pop up there?
And for you guys that know us at the Conquer community and our clubhouse rooms, you can totally unmute yourself if you have a question for Gavin. We are in a safe space, a fun space, of course. So you can drop it down in the comments if you want in the chat, but if not, you can just unmute. I'm sure Gavin would love to just talk to you in person too. All I have to say before anyone jumps in, if you guys do have questions, Gavin convinced me at Show It in 2019 to get 2019. Yeah, 2019. No, 20
pre-COVID.
Yeah, were you there pre-COVID? I think it was back.
I was.
I'm pretty sure it was the first time. Yeah, because the second time I saw you, I had already had it, which was the next time I went to Show It. So literally went to Show It, no thought of changing who my provider was for my galleries. Walked up to Gavin and I was like, oh, I guess I'll talk to him. Caitlin James uses CloudSpot. Like, let me just see what he says. Literally convinced me on the spot. Like, I was supposed to be somewhere else. I think Jamie was actually waiting for me to go somewhere else. And I was like, okay, I'm convinced. Gavin's got me. Gone. Like, I love CloudSpot, you guys. All right. If anyone has questions, feel free to unmute, all the things.
But yes, and there may be a lot more questions on this next part, because this is, and I'll share the why behind it first. So, we're always driven by what photographers, what our community, what our creatives need, and what pain points they're facing in their business. And we know from year to year to year that can change, right? But we always promise to listen, right? And software is never easy, and building things always seems easier than it is. But we always want to know, look, what are the pain points that photographers have? And for the last 3 or 4 years, and I kid you not, because we always ask and we're always listening, is like, what is one part that you wish CloudSpot can help you with? What is one part that you're still beating your head against the desk, that you feel is overcomplicated, that you feel is too expensive, that you feel is just like, oh my gosh, it's just one more thing I have to learn, and I'm just like, I'm tapping out, I'm maxed out, right? So over the years, there has been an overwhelming theme that we've been hearing. And I will be the first to admit, like, I resisted against it for a long time, right? Because it's a big thing. But it just got to the point where, like, you know what, we have to do something. and now is the perfect time, especially, with how COVID has really changed our industry, has changed how small business approach things, and also now going into this next year of, economic, not necessarily uncertainty, but economic volatility. Small businesses, more than anything, are looking for ways to streamline what they do, cut costs, and still serve and set themselves apart with their clients and with their experience, right? To help them continue to thrive. So I'm very excited to say we made the announcement about a month ago that CloudSpot Studio is soon to be released in early 2023. What is CloudSpot Studio? CloudSpot Studio is the expansion of our vision of, previously CloudSpot was image delivery, gallery, online sales. That's of course staying where it is. We're expanding it now such that we can cover the photographer's entire workflow from start to finish. So that's contracts, that's invoicing, that's client management, that's questionnaires, all of it under one umbrella. And when we were thinking about that, we're like, okay, if we're going to do that, then what are some things that we should not do, first of all? And what we should not do is charge an arm and a leg for it additionally, because when you're a small business owner, like you already feel like you're getting nickel and dimed as it is. So we are including CloudSpot Studio in our current pricing plans as it is right now. So really the only difference is going to be on the pricing tiers is just how much storage you're going to need, and you can always upgrade it as your business grows. But on our lowest plan, everything that I just mentioned, contracts, invoices, etc., is included, which means for as little as $12 a month, like you can have a full end-to-end, all-in-one experience for not only your clients but also for you to run and grow your business, which is just huge for us. And over the last few years, it has been the huge thing that our creatives have been asking for their business as well. So it is included. That's first and foremost. Second, fees. We all know it. It's that four-letter F word that small business owners hate. And when it comes to sending invoices, like multi-$1,000 invoices, or even a few $100s, the payment providers that are out there right now obviously just slowly nibble away at our profits with those fees. Credit card processing fees are notorious for just doing that. And actually, just recently, there's been announcements from processors that those fees are going up from like 2.9% to like 3.5% in some cases, right? Like perfect timing, like awesome, great. I'd love to have less money going into next year. So we were like, okay, what can we do for this? How can we help? What can we leverage in order to help creatives just in this little way, which can really add up? So CloudSpot's payment processing fees for CloudSpot Studio for invoices that you send are going to be a flat 2.5%. And there's a couple interesting ways that we're going about that to help kind of keep it that way. But yes, like, well, everything is going up. We're keeping it right there. It's all processed under one roof. And again, that's more money in your pocket. So between not having to pay for the extra side of the studio management, plus the lower fees for a lot of people, that results in multiple hundreds of dollars, and in a lot of cases, thousands of dollars for people just before they even get going, to see all the workflow optimizations and all the things that they're going to save by allowing the client experience to be a one-stop shop. So we are super excited about CloudSpot Studio. We have a lot of people on the beta waiting list, and we just could not be more anxious to like get it into your guys' hands and just help your businesses take that next step in 2023.
I'm talking and I'm muted. Goodness gracious. I think I do that all the time. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. No one can hear me. Gavin, I'm so excited about the studio and everything that's to come with that. I do want to have you, if you don't mind, share some of like the most powerful and valuable things about CloudSpot galleries. Like, I know one of them, I'm just going to touch on briefly so that you can explain more. Like in the
tee it up for me. Go for it. Yeah,
I got you. Here we go. Batting it up. Oh no, I guess I throw it. I don't bat it. I don't know. For the galleries, can you explain to them just all the different things that you can do within the galleries, like dividing pictures out, who you send it to, just the versatility? I think that was the big thing that sold me in CloudSpot, like the first generation, and now with the studio on top of it, like I don't even know how to tell people to get this.
No, absolutely. So on the gallery side of things, we approach a couple things very differently than other providers. And there are huge advantages to that. There's just a little bit of a learning curve. So with CloudSpot, when you create a collection, and let's say I'm a wedding photographer here, so that's just what I default to, but like, let's say you shoot Joe and Mary's wedding, right? In CloudSpot, you create a collection that's called Joe and Mary's wedding. Big surprise there. But when we're editing and when we're breaking up the day, like I obviously organize hundreds and hundreds of images into different folders, right? Getting ready, bride and groom portraits, family portraits, reception, ceremony, etc. Right? I organize all of those on my hard drives, just that's how workflow goes. So on the CloudSpot side of things, we actually allow you to upload multiple folders at once. So you can just grab all of those folders that you've already organized, drag them into that collection titled Joe and Mary's Wedding, and all of those will upload at once. And the organization will stay the same, so that you don't have to go and recreate things and drag and drop one folder at a time and babysit your uploads. So that's one workflow hack / optimization. And let's just say, if you're a rock star like my wife and you got multiple shoots to deliver because you just edited all the things, or you got mini sessions and you're like ready to go, you can actually start that upload, then go create another collection or 3 collections or 4 collections and start all of those uploads as well. So you literally just create this upload queue of everything that you need to get done for that day, right? And you can either go to bed, go run an errand, grab a quick Netflix show, and then you come back and all of those things are done. But you don't have to wait for one upload to finish while the other one is ready to go. So that's massive. And you can keep working in your CloudSpot dashboard while all of those uploads are going in the background. So it doesn't brick the whole application. Like you still need to do other things, you can. And again, that's just the little things that eat away at our day that just annoy us. And we're just like, oh, I can't do this until that happens, right? So like, especially if like you're a busy mom or like you've got a 9 to 5, like the time that you're sitting down to work, you are sitting down to work and you don't want to waste a single second. So those are important things there. Now, let's say I've uploaded that whole wedding. It's done and dusted, right? I can create a gallery specifically for my clients and adjust all of those settings within that gallery, right? Password protection, I mean, you name it. Turn on the store, enable sales, activate a discount code, like all of that is great. However, one way that CloudSpot is different is that not one collection only restricts you to creating one gallery. And then you have to like babysit all the permissions around that gallery for the bride and groom, for your vendors. Let's say you want to create a gallery for your own portfolio of like your favorite photos. Like, other platforms, you have to go and upload those photos again and create a different collection, create a different gallery. With CloudSpot, you can create as many galleries or mobile apps as you want per collection, and it doesn't duplicate your storage. So for me, what that translates into is I can create a gallery for my clients. I can create a gallery for my vendors. Both have different settings. One has downloads on, one has downloads off. Vendors don't need to buy something, clients do. But it's just a few clicks. Like I activate my presets, I use those, but I'm able to leverage all these images that I've uploaded in various ways very quickly for my business to help market it, to help deliver to my clients, and also to help me book future clients by creating like a portfolio gallery or something like that. So huge just on the workflow side of things, huge on the cost saving side of things, so you don't have to re-upload, and huge on the time saving side of things.
I love it. And then one of the other things that you mentioned when I first talked with you, which I didn't even think about, but now I do it and my vendors love it, is if there's a vendor that you work with a lot of times, you can create them their own collection and just save every wedding that they work in, those photos in it, and then they forever have easy access. They don't have to find the link for each individual wedding. They can just go straight there, grab any photo they want, and then they're ready to go. And mind-blowing.
Yes, they're called our portfolios. So you can create a public-facing portfolio page, but there are portfolio categories that you can create, which just means it's a different URL. But yes, like any gallery that you create, you assign to that portfolio, and then your vendor or your clients or whomever just has one link that'll always stay updated with every single new gallery that you add to it. And you can also inject that into your website, that portfolio link into your website, so that it's a part of your entire site. And so if you're creating client sites, if you're creating anything like that, it's just a seamless connection that again requires no babysitting, and it just auto updates as you go. So yes, huge marketing capabilities with that, not just the client side experience, which is also, out of this world and super easy and streamlined. So yes, 100%. And we also, like you said, the mobile apps, we have mobile apps as well, which are basically just, people are like, well, what's the difference between galleries and mobile apps? Aren't they kind of the same thing? Well, actually, yes, they are, in the sense of like, we don't restrict you on your mobile app side of things. Like there are no image limitations. All of the platforms limit you to like maybe a couple hundred photos or something like that, which for weddings especially, you can't really do anything with that. So so mobile apps are basically our answer to the question we always get, which is, well, how do I get all these beautiful images onto my phone, right? You just gave me 10 gigs worth of photos. I only got a gig's worth of space on my phone, like we all do, right? We're always like teetering on that max, right? So mobile apps are a beautiful way to get your brand in front of everyone and give your clients that one-tap access to view all those photos every time that they want to share or just see it for themselves. And can they save an image to their device from that mobile app? Yes, of course, but they can also favorite, they can also buy, and they can also share, which are things that are unique to our mobile app as well. And I always say when you use mobile apps and galleries together, it just allows you to create two awesome points of delight during your client experience. So I would say like a lot of people use our mobile apps for like sneak peeks, right? So like, hey, surprise, and you just text them this link and say, here's my favorite 10 from the shoot. I can't wait for you to see the rest, right? And they're like, tap on it, it goes onto their phone because we all live on our phones anyway. They totally freak out. And then like they get even that much more excited for when everything's ready to go. So you can do it. Vendors too. Great working with you. Here's a mobile app of all the favorite shots from your venue. Like, and what do you think they're going to use when they're walking that next client through the venue? They're going to tap on that one button on their phone. They're going to show those prospective clients, hey, this is what this space can look like with this. And they're going to be like, oh, I love those photos. Who took them? And they're like, oh, it's the person who gave me this app. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just how you inject and get in there and make your photos the easiest thing that anyone's ever been able to access. And that is just another way to give your business the edge. So I could talk on and on about all this stuff. I nerd out about this stuff hardcore. But it's just these little things that, you know, once you get into the weeds of it, you realize, oh man, like, yeah, it's more than just delivering images. It's leveraging those images to help my business be successful.
Love it. Jamie, I feel like I've been talking this whole time. So if you want to hop in, feel free to. But I, just for everyone in here, I actually uploaded my own wedding gallery into CloudSpot since I have it. And I have a mobile app of my own photos on my phone because I was like, I need this experience that my couples have.
I know, getting jealous, got some FOMO there. Yeah, you got to rock it. So, oh, very cool, very cool. And this time of year, especially, the gallery sales side of things, I know it's just huge. It's like, how are you generating more revenue for your business in a more passive way, right? And so when COVID hit, on the business side of things, I mean, we heard it from photographers loud and clear, like, I need a way still to earn some revenue from my pre-existing clients, right? Because everyone's sitting at home, everyone's staring at empty walls, and everyone's just like, oh my gosh, how do I do something about this over here, right? And so we took that year essentially to overhaul our entire store experience, made it a mobile first approach, allowed basically your work to shine in ways that they hadn't before, like putting your image on the product itself, letting them see like the size and scale of those canvases and of those large prints. And essentially we just doubled down on making that more accessible, more easy, and more convenient for clients to order from you. And we've continued to keep investing in that. And this year is actually the first full year where we've offered holiday cards and albums for your clients to be able to order and design directly through your galleries. You set the markup, you just say, hey, this is how much I want to make. And then you just unleash your clients on that link and they get to dive in there. And, you know, if they've ever ordered cards for Minted or like something like that, Tiny Prints, whatever it might be, like this is a next level designer, even better than that. And it's way more higher quality. And they're building it through your gallery rather than going and having to find some other way to get about it. So we are seeing holiday cards, obviously, surprise, not surprise, exploding during this season as photographers are just reminding their clients, hey, that shoot we did, or hey, that wedding, or hey, that whatever, go in, create your cards. Here's a little discount code and get everything before the holidays so you can ship it out.
Oh, muted again. I love it. I love it. And also from the photographer side, during like Black Friday sales and stuff, just so everyone knows, it is super easy to set up discounts and then banners for all of your clients to know exactly what codes to use to get their discounts. I just finished mine and amazing, super easy. It was very streamlined process and an easy way for you to make that money from clients that have already been previous clients and their weddings are done or their sessions are done. So super, super helpful. We do have a question in the chat about augmented reality.
Oh, someone knows the inside scoop. Yes. So Again, it's going towards that mission of just allowing your clients to buy with confidence from your gallery. And a category that has just been exploding. Our print lab partners are telling this to us, right? They're like, canvases and large format prints are just year over year since COVID, but it's still continuing to go, like triple digit percentage growth year over year of this particular category of items. People are filling up their walls. Like printing is huge, but huge prints and huge canvases are still iffy, right? Like there's still some barriers there for when clients are ordering online to still be like, yep, that's exactly what I need. That's exactly the size I need. That's exactly where it's going to go. We know that, but those are big ticket items. So if you sell a few canvases, that's a great influx of cash that you didn't have. So we were thinking through, well, what are the big guys doing? What are the billion-dollar companies doing and giving their e-commerce shoppers access to? And how can we allow small businesses like photographers, like creatives, where you very much need to see it and be like, yes, I want it. How can we leverage that technology and help them? So we are very soon to introduce what we're calling augmented reality previews. And what that means is when your client is in your CloudSpot store and they've clicked on an image, like, oh my gosh, I love that photo, right? That Heather took, it's beautiful. But I think I need a 20 by 30 canvas. So they click on the 20 by 30 canvas and they see it still in their little shopping cart window. There's now a button right below it that says, view this in my space. And so when they click on that button, actually, hold on, can you bear with me for 10 seconds? Let me hold up my phone to show you, give you guys a sneak peek of what this experience looks like. Because we've been testing it for a year and a half. It is not easy tech. But what they do is they tap on that view this in my space button. And then on their phone, right there, it loads up the image they chose, the canvas size that they chose, and it pops it right on their wall. You can position it, and then your client can climb all over that product. They can see the weave of the canvas, they can see the fold on the edges, they can even see the staple on the back of that canvas. And it's to the millimeter correct in terms of its sizing on that space that they're looking to fill. And so gone are the days of them going, well, 20 by 30, I think will fit, or they have to bust out the tape measure, which let's be honest, no one's going to do it. They literally just hold their phone up and go, nope, that 20 by 30 is too small. Heather, I need a 30 by 40. And you're like, sweet, go ahead. And like they upsell themselves, but they know that what they're going to get is going to fit that perfectly. And you just enabled them to sell themselves. And buy with that confidence. So our augmented reality previews are coming very soon for canvases, as well as for prints. They can even aim their phone at their desk and they can see like a 5x7, like sticky right to the desk, and they can like look at the different, luster versus glossy versus what have you. So we're super excited about that. We think it's going to help photographers sell a lot more larger wall art.
Gavin, I feel like you buried the lead hardcore on this call. Are you joking?
I am not joking.
That is insane. Like I was with you and I'm following and I'm watching, and then you're like, but wait, look at the detail. And I'm like, it's right there. Oh, wow.
It is.
That is crazy.
It is. No, we are stoked. And, so gone are the days of only Amazon and Apple being able to put this in your hands. Like you as a photographer, you can now offer this as a part of your service to your clients. And people are like, well, they're just shopping and like they might not see it. And so like, how can I ingrain this into my business more to set myself apart? That's an awesome question. Like how this works is even if they're on their desktop computer and they say, view this in my space, it will actually pull up just a QR code on their screen and they aim their phone at it and then it takes over from there. So the fact that you can generate QR codes allows you, like us, the photographers, to get ahead of this experience. So like, let's say if you have pricing in PDF packages, right? Let's say package 1 has a 30 by 40 and package 2 has a 20 by 30, right? So like the top package, like that's the differentiator. There is a product like a canvas, right? What you can do is grab that QR code, like pre-generate it with like an example image from one of your galleries, grab that QR code and put it in the pricing and PDF package next to those, package 1, package 2. That could be for seniors, that could be for anything. And literally, so while your clients are looking through your pricing page on their computer, they can point the phone at it themselves. And again, upsell themselves and determine like what's going to fit them and what's going to be perfect for them. So there's so many ways that you can leverage this, and we're just getting started with this tech. But putting it into the beginning side of your business gets that exposure to your clients to go, oh wow, like Jamie does it differently. Like Heather does it differently. Like I didn't see this with any other photographer. Like this, like you said, next level. This helps me feel like this photographer is really investing in the way that they serve me. And it's just another proof positive point for that.
And photographers of our community specifically, like in those first few years or few years of being full time, like if you have that level of value that you can give to people, oh my gosh. Like I'm just thinking, year 2, year 3, if I would have rolled out with that, my reality with any of this augmented stuff that you're talking about has always been like through a third party. That's very expensive. You have to take an actual photo of the space. Very early on, it was even like more caveman than that. And I actually went into a client's home, had to measure out their walls, like take a photo, upload it, and do all of this stuff and send it to them later. This is crazy.
It's going to allow you to serve your clients just that much better, right? And keep in mind, this is included with most of our plans. This also includes the CRM. This includes the entire end-to-end side of things for essentially a frappuccino and a half every single month. Like it's really, our goal is really to make this just a no-brainer for photographers, especially starting out in the business, to be like, yes, I don't have to learn a million things. I know that from beginning to end, my client's experience is going to be something that sets me apart, and I can just rest easy knowing I'm serving them well, and I can focus on the other sides of my business. So, yep, 100%. We're super excited about it.
I love it. And then also like the first few years, photographers that are our community with the studio aspect on top of it that's coming soon, it's just endless. I mean, I'm sold already and I'm already a customer. But we did have a question that's like perfect segue into our next part that we wanted to talk about was how do we, if we already have another gallery system, transfer over? What does that look like for signing up, moving things, all of that process?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that's a huge barrier, right? Like, oh, all my stuff is over here, all my clients' info is over there. How can I make that transition? I have to pay for 2 things for 3 years, and like, what's that look like? So our team we know that, like, we're photographers, we totally get it. We're offering for right now free image migration from wherever you're coming from. So like the thing that you're probably dreading doing most if you want to make the switch, we want to make that a non-issue for you. So our team, we put in the work. It's there's no magic behind it. We are literally doing the thing that you don't want to do, but we're happy to do it, which is go in, download, unzip the file, re-upload, create those collections in CloudSpot, and then we let you create whichever galleries you want and share those out. So, but up to 75 galleries is completely free. And then if it was like, look, I want to bring over way more, no worries. We just charge like $1 a gallery, which doesn't even cover our costs. Doesn't matter, but it has to do a little something. But our goal is just to help get you there. So yes, we offer free image migration. And for right now, at least for the next little bit, like a couple more days, our Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal was aimed at even making it more of a no-brainer. So it's any plan, any of our storage plans, from the 100 gig to the unlimited, is $5 a month for your first 5 months. So this carries you all the way through to the beginning of booking season next year. It gets you firmly entrenched and checking out CloudSpot Studio after it launches. So you're like, hey, I don't know about this thing, but like, will I be able to see it before I start going to pay full price? Yes, you will. That was another goal of ours. Can I check out the augmented reality? Yes, you will. That's coming even sooner than CloudSpot Studio. So yes, all of these things are there. Can I get my migration started? Yes, absolutely. Please do. Like, give us some leeway on that so that we can get a jump on it. But yes, all of that is possible. And our hope is that we just make it that much easier for you to find the right spot for your business, no matter where you go.
Love it.
I'm like, okay, everybody else get off this call, and me and Gavin need to start migrating right now. This is not a joke. I have been with the same company for 14 years with no reason to leave. except for everything that you just told me. Like a lot of those things are available with my current system, but not to the magnitude and the ease that you're describing it. And Heather's been, in my ear too. So, but this is, I'm just it's like, thank you, number one, for sharing all of this information today, but also going into depth and like just bringing it to life, because you can go to a website and read all of the capabilities of programs, and not truly know what it would be like for you. So for you to put it in a real life scenario and talk through it, it really means a lot.
I love it.
Absolutely. Photographer on this side, we got photographers on our team. So like we totally get it. And even if like once someone hops in there and they're like, oh, I'm still trying to learn and figure out how this works with my workflow. Not only do we offer the free migration to help you just kind of get there, but we offer free one-on-one demos with our team to where we will literally do a screen share like this. We will talk you through, we'll hear how you've set up your business, and then we will show you exactly how to leverage CloudSpot for exactly your business use case, so that you can serve your client as best as you possibly can without you thinking, great, I'm going to have to spend 10, 15, 20 hours just learning this dang thing. It is way faster than that. And we found usually within less than an hour with our team holding your hand through it, everyone comes out of there feeling like a CloudSpot expert. So
I was gonna, right after you finish saying that, I was gonna be, okay, Gavin, let's have you wrap up what CloudSpot is, but I think people just go to the demo thing and you'll get the recap and all of it. Can you just mention one more time what the Black Friday sale is? And then Jamie, if you want to just recap what our Conquer not Black Friday, well, I guess it is Black Friday sale is, and the end of tickets, just to like end this call. And if anyone has any questions while they're doing that, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll get to those as our last thing.
Nice. Absolutely. So yes, to reiterate, our Black Friday deal, which I believe is ending like very soon, like the next 48, 72 hours. But if you come in slightly over that, just message us in the support chat. We'll honor it for you. It's no worries. But it's $5 a month for any of our plans, for your first 5 months. And that includes free image migration up to 75 galleries. But in cases like Jamie, I think there might be a little bit more after 14 years. So it's $1 per gallery after that. But there isn't a limit there. But yes, and that gets you access to everything we've talked about today, both what exists and also what's coming, which includes CloudSpot Studio and the Augmented Reality previews.
I love it.
Oh, that's amazing. And if you guys want a chance to get CloudSpot for free at the giveaway at our event in Conquer Live in literally 2 months, we are extending ticket sales just for anybody that happens to listen to this live, and mentions it. It is extended through December 5th. Right now, if you use the code Black Friday, you will receive $300 off. And then also, if you would like to join us in round 2, at any point, we will honor the early bird pricing, which is the best deal that we ever offer on the tickets. All right, Heather, did I forget anything?
I think you nailed it. I think we did great. Gavin, you also nailed, that's like a fun joke we do on our clubhouse rooms at the end of every one. I always ask her, what did I forget, Jamie? So you're probably like, what are they talking about? I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming and joining us, Gavin. I swear you convinced me within like 10 minutes, and I'm hoping that you convince some people on here. So thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you guys. Jamie, Heather, really appreciate it. And yeah, can't wait for what you guys have coming in 2 months. Super excited.
We're so excited. Jamie, anything else?
Thank you. No, I just want to say thank you, Gavin, so much. I will be in touch as soon as we hang up, and hope everybody has a great week.
Awesome. See you guys.
Well,
have a good week.
yeah.